Going on, Team Boosted? Once again, we're back here with the one-rotor build, and we're gonna start this one off with why we didn't get to drive it much last time and some of the issues that we've experienced that we're gonna have to fix in this video before it drives more and makes boost. What were some of the sketchy things that happened?
We have a mild coolant leak from a couple spots. The very top of this little reservoir tank that I welded up, which is like my second time TIG welding aluminum ever, has like a pinhole leak. And then we just don't have one of the AN hoses under the car quite tight enough. So that's it for cooling issues.
You guys will notice that it's way too low in the back, and that's just the tip of the iceberg as far as...
what we're doing right now. I'm jacking it up so we can lift the rear a little bit.
It's not drivable like this. And it's not that the back scrapes. The wheels also sit up inside the bodywork, and that one literally rubs away on the inside of here. And that's where like a lot of the smoke and everything is coming from. And that's tip of the iceberg as far as suspension issues go. Any throttle at all causes it to go in an unpredictable direction because it's not aligned
at all. Like, at all. It's very darty right now.
We're probably not going to be able to do that ourselves.
No, it's got to go to an alignment shop for that. But we've got a lot of other little things to figure out before we go get it aligned. So
first things first, we're gonna make it more drivable best we can. So maybe in this so maybe in this video, it'll make some boost. So our car, I don't know if you can see it, it's got coilovers, all four corners, so they are adjustable with those. Hold up these wrenches, I'm sure you've seen these before.
Yeah, these little dealies, like the weird C-shaped wrenches with the tooth on the end.
Huge pain in the ass, but I mean, it's still easy. We'll be able to get a lot more height out of the rear. A concern of ours was that we had the fronts and the backs and the backs and the fronts, but we're pretty sure they're all the same, and the backs just set a little bit too low. You think with a motor so small we'd have more space to do things?
Yeah, you'd think, but...
rotary plumbing.
There's a lot of stuff that is needed to make this engine do stuff.
Okay, the back's sitting a little better. If we nose down the front, it'll raise it up even more. And the front is in truck mode, so we got some room to do that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it puts us.
Everything's been lowered in the front, probably about a whole inch, which should help the back up a little bit too. It'll make it look a little better.
Yep, that's the goal anyway. We always torque our wheels to 3 or 4 Uggadugs.
Probably not seeing it through the camera, but this car looks about 1 billion times better in every way. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah, looks a lot more race car.
Something we didn't mention about when we drove it yesterday or 2 days ago is that it only has first and third gears because the linkage is not adjusted right. But there's more problems than that. The steering, I mean the shifter linkage we made is just straight up not good enough, so we have to make another one.
Yeah, we're thinking there's just too much play in the whole system that it's just not letting us get far enough throws, so we're going to try and tighten up the linkage to make it so that we don't need such far throws.
And I'm going to cut down the shifter so it's not like a UPS truck. It's really stupid. We found out that we're just not getting enough throw out of the shifter, so we're going to pretty much just extend the internals. There's this little ball that goes into this bushing, and it does all sorts of shifty stuff. So we're going to machine an extension onto the part that needs extending, and that should give us all our gears. James is welding dowel into the bore that we've made to extend it.
Ghetto short throw shifter at this point.
And then Sam is going to bore out the ball section that I was talking about. What you can see in there is clearly a ball shape. Reveal to me your bore.
Show me your ball.
You want to see my ball?
Show me your ball.
You haven't actually, oh, there
Give me your belt.
It goes through, so now we can put it on our extension. And this is way less ghetto than we were laughing about it in the car when we were coming up with the idea, but it's worked out.
We're doing it in a right way though. Like it would be ghetto if it was being done the half-assed way that we would have done it without Sam here probably.
And then it would have broken on us when we're 150 miles away. It's mad ugly.
It's not pretty.
But it'll work maybe. So this ball used to be connected directly to that, so everything you see in between the ball and that is the extension we were talking about. And this should make It's not a lot, but it should make enough of a difference for us to possibly maybe potentially get into the gears.
Should stop popping out a second when we're trying to put it in under power, which is why it sounded like it was so.
Yeah, it's not the gearing that's that's not the problem. It's we didn't have most of our gears most of the time. So Sam's put it in reverse on the transmission side, and it's in reverse on the shifter side. It's going to tighten up the linkage, and that's been all of the success that we've had so far with adjusting it. Okay, we got all the gears working yesterday, and today we've dicked around with the tuning a little bit, and we think that maybe it'll drive better, so we're gonna give it a try.
Why is it doing this outside?
It doesn't.
Right here.
It doesn't like being outside. So for some context, it is stalled right here every time. And then not started every time. What the fuck?
Let's see if it does it again.
There's no explanation for this.
Doing it. It's gonna do the same thing.
I did see O2 out of range pop up once before.
That's where it stalls every time.
It's running really rich, is what's happening.
And then it doesn't start right there every time. So it wasn't changing much for fuel, so we don't think that's the problem. What we do notice is that it's got a sync loss counter, and that pretty much means that the computer isn't really able to decipher where the engine is and fires spark accordingly, because it reads this 32-1. It's a wheel with a missing 36-1. It reads the wheel and there's a missing tooth, so as long as it knows where the missing tooth is.
Yeah, you can actually see the missing tooth. It's right on the sensor right now. Like there's just a space where instead of a tooth, there's, you know, a wheel.
So based on that, it knows at what part in the firing cycle is the engine, so it sends the spark at the right time. That's pretty much how that works. But ours is falling out of sync, so it doesn't always know. And it doesn't know when it's about to do things. So.
Just like 5 minutes ago when we were driving this thing around, it felt like it wanted to go into boost, but every single time it would start going into boost and the engine would start picking up steam, it would just pop, pop, like pop and shoot a big fireball at the exhaust, which sounds sick.
But not what we want right now.
It's not because it's doing that because it doesn't know what's going on with the engine, so it just temporarily like turns off the timing altogether, and just big fireball of unburnt fuel comes out, and then it picks right back up. But it feels like it could be borderline a knock event, so I just don't want to like push it.
So we're gonna run some shielded wire.
Yep.
Reduce the noise.
Yeah, we're gonna rerun the wires for that away from, they're running under where the coils and stuff are.
Which everyone tells you not to do.
Yeah, they're running directly under the alternator and like next to the coils, so there could be a lot of noise on those lines. They're very sensitive, so we're just gonna try repositioning it to go the other way around the engine bay and see if that fixes it.
Okay, so James was tuning it because we really wanted it to make boost in this video, and this was happening this morning, and he had it at like 6,000 RPM to change what would probably be the cruising RPM for this car. He was trying to tune that, and then it decided that...
Oh man, it almost sounded like it was gonna actually break free. The clutch actually seized up. It's probably gonna be really hard to get on camera, but...
Oh, well, we gotta pull it apart now.
Yeah, we'll show you when we pull it apart, but right now, if you looked,
yeah,
it's just got like this like ring ground into it.
You can see the clutch is caked in aluminum, which is what the transmission's made out of. There's an access port that you can see through the side. I won't be able to put the camera in there, but for a minute, we were trying to get the engine to break free with a breaker bar, and that wasn't happening. The thing about rotaries is they normally don't seize up, they explode. So we thought that like, what could be the problem, right? We thought the engine was fucked at first. Obviously, that's always your first assumption. But it turns out that the clutch was too close to the bell housing. Assumedly, we don't know, but...
At least on first glance, it looks like it's the clutch and not the engine.
So you guys are gonna be able to see how fast we could turbo fuck this engine out of here.
I guess we're making Gen 2 for you guys, so we don't even know how much Gen 1 made, but here comes Generation 2 of this engine.
Maybe. With enough hope.
Magic.
Nah, she's...
Oh, dude, watch this shit.
I see the...
Do you see the wire?
Yeah.
Watch this wire, you should be able to see it. It's pulling an insane amount of current.
All right, boys, let's skip the bullshit and just pull this engine and confirm our suspicion that the One-Rotor is fine and it is the pinnacle of automotive engineering. It's indestructible, and it's just our piece of shit transmission. Woo! Woo!
All right.
Woo! I see some witness marks in there already.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
That's where it bound up. Look, it grabbed that fucking shit.
Yep.
Oh
Right,
yeah, you can
let's,
see like a track
right
mark.
Let's take it out so we can show that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that spins over so easily. The engine's fine. The engine's fine! Woo! 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 Hey, YouTube! Oh shit!
Alright, you guys want...
Okay, so you can see that when we clearanced this for our application, we put a bunch of this paint on it. And you can see that all of that paint is gone right here. And there's actually a buildup of material on there. And if you look at the clutch...
There's another one right now.
This thing is coated in aluminum.
Yeah, it's basically just fucking chip welded itself.
So we also think that's why it's running like shit and spooling up really slow, because this has been grinding against the flywheel the entire freaking time.
That's
Not
what
the
makes
flywheel,
sense.
the bell housing.
Yeah, that's what makes sense, at least to me.
Someone want to turn over the power keg?
Yeah. Look at that.
It is fine.
Obviously it doesn't have a plug in it right now, so that's why it's not whooshing. But it fucking spins real good.
It's ready to...
Oh, thank God. You don't have to rebuild the motor.
Okay, so big fancy Porsche transmission is not going to work. So we have a smaller, less fancy Porsche transmission. We introduced to you the 901.
You recognize this is the one that James fucking ruined when it was still in the Beetle.
Yeah, it's all messed up, but it's fine, it still functions. It's actually kind of an appropriate size
Yeah, now it like matches.
for the power keg. This is like way smaller than a keg though. This is...
With the clutch on it, it's like a keg. It's
Yeah,
like a shorty. It's like one of those little mini Heineken kegs. Yeah.
So, here's a new transmission. That's what we're gonna start working on. We'll see
Ignore
how,
all the fluids that are pouring out of it.
we'll see how far we
There's a
get.
hole.
We're moving on. We're not even gonna try to make the 930 work.
Fuck that goddamn garbage pit of a transmission.
Which is going in now in our 911.
Yeah, it's going into a car that it fits in.
Allegedly.
We'll find out.
930 is about ready to come out, and then we can test fit the 901, which should fit in every way that this one does and more because it's half the size. Okay, who wants to get their toes and or nuts crushed down there? Devin, is it you?
Nuts crushed, I'm gonna get the toes crushed. course. We were talking about OSHA violations?
Are you talking about your... Those are work flops, dude. Shop flops.
Yeah, steel toes.
Steel chocolates. Okay, strategy is they're both just gonna bench press it. 2 is better than 1. I'm taking it off now.
Yep.
Hold on.
Okay.
She's out.
You got grip on it? Yeah, it's good. Oh, there's still a good ground on it.
Now there's more. That wasn't that bad. You boys are just a little soggy.
Yeah, it's okay, but this.
And 3 hours ago, this was a running car. That's probably an exaggeration, but I mean, this was all happening today.
It was a running car with a very, very severe problem.
Well, it's been terminated.
Yeah. Burn it down, boys.
Burn it down.
Okay, so second, not the answer.
Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. Unfortunately, there was no boost. Instead, it blew up, kind of. That was the initial concern. So, we didn't get it on camera, but what happened is James was tuning it and he revved it all the way up to like 6,000, held it there for at least 45 seconds. And then it just shut off abruptly. And usually when that happens with engines, that's no good.
Yeah, no bueno. So, bittersweet ending. Sucks that we have to do all this extra work, but we found out definitively that our engine did not blow up. So, that's always a good thing.
Unfortunately, we are going to have to switch the transmission over to the 901, which probably is a better choice for this anyway. Not much more to say. I feel like we owe you guys a better donut, I will say. That was James's first time trying a donut in that car. It's got our AAAs, and there was a lady yelling at us, so we'll go somewhere else, do some better donuts. But we just wanted to let you guys know that the Datsun's still around, and it is currently being prepped for track season this winter. Devin's going to pick a winner for this video's giveaway. If you guys aren't familiar with the channel, we give away products from boostedshades.com. Every single video, even if you don't win, please check out boostedshades.com. That's the best way to support us.
All right, this video's winner is Joshua Wetzman.
All right. Almost couldn't pronounce Joshua, bro.
Joshua. I was trying to figure out his last name at the same time.
Hit us up at Teamboosted at boostedshades.com or through any of our social media pages. We'll get back to you and ship you something. If you guys want to win, all you got to do is like, subscribe, leave a comment. The comment could be anything, but we ask you guys stuff at the end of every video to make it easier to comment. All right, this video's question. Our donuts got cut short today before we can get a good one because we got caught doing donuts.
So we want to know what the dumbest thing you've ever got caught doing in your car was.
You can leave that in the comment section or anything you want, and you're eligible to win products from boostedshades.com.
Yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.